Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs, and it is my favorite time of the year, into September, early October, time to make all the cute Halloween treats. Now look, you guys, I'm a Christian, I love Jesus, but I love cute Halloween too. I love pumpkins, I love candy, I love these cute little images. So if that's you too, you're in the right place. Let's make some cute Halloween treats this week. I'm using the Spooky Halloween bundle. This is Stampin' Up's Halloween bundle. We actually have two Halloween bundles this year. They're both fantastic. This one coordinates with the Spooky Sweet DSP. I'm trying to make sure I say it the right way. Spooky Sweet DSP. The little images are so cute and the dies are fabulous. So we're gonna make this little box. Let me show you how it opens. Like this. Has one of these Twix bars, Halloween Twix bars. This is a full-size Twix. So, you know, I always say if you want to be popular on Halloween, you got to hand out the full-size candy bars. I've never done it. I'll be honest. I've never done it, but my kids lose their minds when someone hands out full-size candy bars. But we're making a cute box, so this might be something you give to a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, your nail lady, your mailman, whoever you want to treat, okay? Now, I also want to point out what I've done with this little haunted house. We have these treat bags called iridescent treat bags, and they are so hard to capture. I don't know if the video will capture, but they're pinkish, they're iridescent. And so they have this pink tone to them. They make great little treat bags, but we're gonna use it to put a little pink kind of shininess into the windows of our haunted house. Okay, let's start with the coloring. Let me grab my chair because you guys, I can't color standing up. I gotta sit down. So I gotta pull this over. We are using the little dog, and he is a little Frankenstein dog. So I really did struggle on, do I color him green or do I color him dog colored? So for this project, I decided he's a little dog dressed up for trick-or-treating. I mean, come on. That's very cute. And look, there's something there on my stamp. Well, that's not gonna work. Let's see. I don't know, can you guys see what that did? Boop, we don't want that. No, sir. Little like, I don't know, some kind of paper fiber or something. Okay, let's try that again. Memento black on basic white. Perfect. We are gonna use Stampin' Blend. We used our Memento, which is not an alcohol ink. So you want to use your water-based inks with your alcohol markers, which is what these are. All right, we're going to make him a little gray pupper. That's what my girls call dogs, puppers. And I'm just going to take Smoky Slate Light. I'm going to focus here on his head first. And we're going to do just like a full coating of Smoky Slate Light. I'm going to add in some shadowing to my dog. I'll show you how I shadow. This is not a requirement when you color. You can just color him. The beauty of our Stampin' Blends is that they are going to blend that ink. You're not going to have that streaky marker look that you get with regular markers. But they also are great for adding in shadows and just blending your colors. So I'm going to take my brush end and I'm going to add some shadow down here. I feel like his face is towards the light. So we would have shadow dark kind of on this side of his face and it'll get lighter over there. His hair is covering the top part of his face, which means there would be a shadow there. And I'm switching over to my brush tip because I think the brush tip really blends. You kind of flick that color out and it blends nicely, okay? Now I'm gonna do a little bit down here, kind of on the bottom of his ear. We'll pull that up a little bit. We also should put a little bit just kind of right here on the inside of his ear, like that. Now he's got this little eyes, like my little Pepper. She's got a face, we call her a Harlequin face. We're half black, half white. He's not quite like that, but I wanted to make that little eye a little bit darker. All right, so I'm going to close out my dark because for the rest of this, we're not going to really do any shading. I switched back over to the bullet tip because I find that in small spaces like this. I do much better if I have the bullet tip. All right, Granny Apple Green, we're gonna do light again. You know, there's different thoughts of how to color. Do you start with your dark, you add in your shadows first, and then go for the light? And that absolutely works. But then there's also the thought of doing the light and adding in the dark. I will say the way that I do it, it does put a lot of ink on your paper. So sometimes, depending on what paper you're using, it might bleed a little bit. So you got to be careful. I've really had to work on my heavy-handedness. I'm pretty heavy-handed when it comes to coloring. I like to just keep adding and adding. All right, a little bit of dark there, a little bit of dark there. I'm also, there's like a little cuff on his sleeve. So now I'm just going to pull that dark towards the center, just enough to kind of get it to blend in like that. All right. Now, it looks like maybe I'm going to use peach pie, dark peach pie. We've got 3 oranges, 3 great oranges now. We've got pumpkin pie, peach pie, and Timid Tiger. Any of those would work. Timid Tiger, if you're using the DSP right here, that's actually Timid Tiger. So you might, if you're a purist and you want to make sure it's exactly right, you might want to do that. Now he's got stripes down here, like striped socks, but unfortunately we've only got 2 stripes. So I'm just going to do 1 in Granny Apple Green. Let's bring back that peach pie. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow under his shirt like that, and his little, whatever you call those, is bolts. Because remember, he's Frankenstein. We'll color it with pumpkin pie. All right, now we're going to color this with Petunia Pop. And the reason I'm using Petunia Pop is because in our Spooky Sweet Designer Series paper, that is the color, one of the colors they use. So I'm trying to just stay within my DSP so that and matchy-matchy, all the colors match. All right, so let's cut them out. Thank goodness we've got a die for that. I like to fussy cut, but this one would be pretty tedious. So I'm glad we have a die for that. Look at all your points. Make sure they're all lined up. If you're worried about it slipping, you can add a little piece of Post-it tape or a Post-it note. All right, there we go. Okay, now let's do our haunted house. The first thing we're going to do is cut it from basic black, but before I do that, I'm going to put an adhesive sheet on the back, and it looks like, here's my adhesive sheet. We're going to make it sticky so that it sticks to our cellophane part, okay? So I put it on the back. I'm going to cut this out. This is just going to make it easy to attach cellophane. We don't have to worry about, you know, the messy glue. All right, there we go. We're gonna need to punch out all those little doodads, get them out of there. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool, which really has become, like, I can't craft without this. I take things into the house at night to work on when I'm watching TV with my husband, and my Take Your Pick tool, like, I literally can't do anything without it. Even our kits, I need the Take Your Pick tool. It's really good. Okay, so now, I've got the bag that I used on the first one because, you know, we don't want to waste. It's two pieces, but I'm just gonna cut through at the same time. And this is kind of a weird material, so we want to go through twice. It should cut out just fine. There we go. Okay, what am I doing? Let me put this over here. And you can separate it or you can keep it. I found that the little things like to stick in there too. This one came out, but we'll just stick it in there and get it to stay like that. Oh, where did it go now? Did I lose it? It's stuck to me somewhere. There it is. Okay, we'll add it in a second. When we glue it down to the house, to the box, it'll stick. All right, because that paper is thick, because that bag is thick, most of the little windows stay stuck in there. This one's gonna, of course, because I'm making a video, it's gonna prove me wrong, but we can just attach it when we get there. I mean, always when you're making a video, whatever didn't go wrong when you made the project is most certainly going to go wrong on the video. Okay, so you're gonna need 2 pieces. We're gonna make the inside box first. This is 8 by 5, and it's a 3/4 of an inch thick box. And we're gonna make it a double walled box. So 3/4 and 1 1/2, turn, 3/4, 1 1/2, turn, 3/4, 1 1/2, or as I'm gonna have on my PDF, 3/4, 1 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/4, and on the long one, it's 3/4, 1 1/2, 6 1/2, 7 1/4. Either way you decide to do it is fine. Now this is kind of like a book that opens, and so the cover part is 5 3/8 by 5 1/4. Very close in size. The 5 3/8 size is the size that we're going to do our scoring on. So make sure you're looking at 5 3/8. So we're going to do 2 1/4 and 3 1/8. Okay, so that's your little like book cover. All right, now let's burnish these lines and do some trimming. Okay. Lots of lines, lots of lines. And like I said, I made it a double-walled box so that it'll look a little nicer. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing on all 4 corners. First, we're gonna cut off the outside 2 squares. And then we're gonna go in and cut off that one. Now you have to think about what you're doing while you're doing this, because if not, you're gonna mess up. I do that a lot. So think about what you're doing. Cut out the outer 2 squares. Cut all the way in and only cut that square. Now before I go to the other side, let's just kind of clean this up. Let's cut off the corners. My cutting looks terrible this morning. No worries. All of this is going to be on the inside. Even this one, we're going to cut off the corners. I don't know if it's my scissors, if it's me, I don't know. All right, now down to the other side. Again, cut off the first 2 squares. I like to say it in my mind as I go. And you can even cut that at an angle as you go. Cut all the way in, only 1. Cut off only 1. Cut off a sliver of each corner. Okay, last one. Cut off the 2 on the end, little angle. Cut all the way in, but only cut off 1 tab. Okay, and then a little boop and a boop. All right, now, if you're watching and you want to pause the video to see exactly what I did, go ahead. Oh, you know what? We're going to fold these in, and just to make sure, I like to just cut off the corners because my cutting is never straight. And if I cut off the corners, that'll make it okay if they weren't straight. Okay? All right, so there you go. Now that's finished. That's what it looks like. I'm just going to use, let's see, do I have my Stampin' Seal Plus? It literally was sitting right here. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, I mean literally right here. Usually I use liquid glue, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus. I've pulled this out. I haven't used it much lately, but I think it's time to try it. All right, so we're going to actually, while we're here, let's just make it easy. We're going to put Stampin' Seal Plus. I put them on the outside of the 4 tabs, and then we're going to put it on the inside of each of these outer sections. Okay, so then fold this in, push the tab into the side like this, like that. And then this one goes in and you match those sides like that. Now, if you just had a box like that, that would be fine without these outer tabs. But these outer tabs fold in to make your box have a rounded edge. All right, and it's gonna look so nice because they're rounded and not, you know, like a hard edge. Okay, so there's our box. Now get your book cover. And we're gonna set this in right here. But before we do that, we're gonna lay down the ribbon. And I always forget to do this part. So I was hoping I wouldn't forget. You're gonna take about probably 30 inches, okay? Lay that in. Then we're going to take some more adhesive. We're gonna squish that ribbon in between the box and over here, on this side, we're gonna add some DSP to cover that up. Okay, so get it in there, and it's just it's like 1/8 of an inch bigger than the box. So you wanna fit it in, check all your sides, and then really just push it down in there, okay? Then I've got this DSP from the Spooky Sweet pack. We're gonna lay that right there, okay? Now we'll tie our box. Ooh, hopefully I have enough ribbon. Isn't that cute? I love this kind of box. I don't know what you would call this kind of box. A book box? I mean, am I just thinking weird that it looks like a book? All right, now we're gonna take this other piece of DSP, same as the one on the inside, same size. The measurements and supply list will all be over on my blog, so make sure you grab that. All right, now this is from the Spooky Sweet Designer Series paper. It is, there's some like tags and banners in one of the sheets, so I just cut it out. I'm gonna cut that banner end, and we're gonna put that right there. All right, now for the sentiment, I mean, I love a good Happy Halloween sentiment. You know, you really don't need much more than that. Okay, we're gonna use black embossing powder. So I'm gonna use my embossing buddy really good. Get all the static off of there so it doesn't hold on to our embossing powder, hopefully, in the places where we don't want it. Happy Halloween and Versamark. And then we're using black embossing powder. This is the Embossing Additions Kit, which is great. Really, really helpful if you emboss. It comes with a tray, the embossing buddy, the reverse tweezers, which I'll show you those. Hold them like that so you don't burn off your fingernails or your fingerprints. And then your a little paintbrush that you can brush away any stray embossing granules that might hang around. All right. Once it's shiny, it's done. And I'm gonna flag the end. I'm just gonna cut right in the middle, and then I'm gonna go corner to corner up to that place that I cut. All right, let's use dimensionals because we haven't used any, and I love dimensionals. 1, 2, 3. Now let's get our little house and our little window. I don't know why that window's being difficult, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my black dimensionals. Do I only have, here we go. And I'm gonna try to just stick it in the corner like that. So hopefully it'll be hanging on to that and you won't see it. Okay. All right, and we're gonna take that carefully and put that right there. And our little pup, we'll use regular dimensionals on him. And we'll put him right there. Isn't he the cutest? All right, last but not least, let's add a few sparkly stars because we're trying to be cute. We want our Halloween stuff cute, not scary. So sparkly stars are perfect for this. And there you go. All right, you guys, that's it for this project. Now I've got 2 more Halloween projects that feature the Spooky Halloween bundle. So make sure you check them out on YouTube. Click the link here on YouTube. Go back to my blog, get that free PDF. Let me know if you have questions, and happy Halloween. Bye.